When we talk about artificial intelligence in medicine, it's easy to think of some far-off, futuristic concept. But the truth is, it's not the future. It's a revolution that is happening right now. So today, we're going to dive into the specific tools and breakthroughs that are already changing patients' lives for the better.
Just think about that for a second. What if, in a situation where every single minute counts, an algorithm could help create a life-saving treatment plan 80% faster? I mean, that sounds like something straight out of science fiction, doesn't it?
Well, it's not. This is the reality of AI's impact on healthcare today. So let's pull back the curtain and take a look at exactly how this technology is becoming an absolutely essential partner in medicine. And we're going to start where it matters most, with the patient. From cancer care to chronic conditions, AI is speeding up the path to recovery and personalizing treatment in ways we've honestly never seen before.
First up, let's talk about an incredible collaboration between Color Health and OpenAI. They've built what they call an AI copilot, and it's powered by GPT-4o. It's designed specifically to tackle the enormously complex process of cancer care.
So, how does this thing actually work? Well, first, the AI zips through a patient's entire medical history. Then, it's smart enough to spot if any crucial lab results or scans are missing. After that, it drafts up a comprehensive treatment plan. And here's the most important part. A human doctor is always in the driver's seat to review, adjust, and give the final approval.
And the outcome of all this? It's a game changer. By automating all that heavy and administrative lifting, the AI frees up doctors to do what they do best, focus on their patients. It gets people the life-saving treatments they need way, way faster.
Now, let's shift gears to another race against the clock. Sepsis. This is a truly terrifying condition where the body's own immune system basically goes haywire and starts attacking itself. Catching it early is absolutely critical, but the old-school methods, well, they're just too slow.
And just look at the difference here. The traditional test can take days to grow a culture and figure out the right antibiotic, but a new AI-powered blood test, it gets the same job done in a matter of hours. And that time difference, that can literally be the difference between life and death.
Speed is obviously vital, but great medical care is also about understanding that two patients with the same diagnosis might need totally different treatments. And this is where AI's ability to spot hidden patterns in huge amounts of data becomes a kind of superpower. Take heart failure, for instance. Researchers at UCL used AI to comb through data from 300,000 patients. And what they found was that heart failure isn't just one single condition. They actually identified 5 distinct subtypes. And look at this, the mortality rates are wildly different, from just 11% for one group to a scary 61% for another. This lets doctors tailor treatments with a level of precision that was impossible before.
Okay, so what about managing chronic diseases, the long-term stuff? Get ready for this number, 81%. That's the success rate a conversational AI from a company called UpDoc had in helping patients manage their diabetes, and this was validated in a study at Stanford Medicine.
An AI like this basically becomes a round-the-clock partner for the patient. It helps them remember their medication, it can reduce how often they need to go to the doctor, and it just leads to better health overall. Plus, it's a huge deal for bringing quality care to people in underserved communities.
All right, we've seen the huge impact on the patient. Now let's step inside the operating room and see how AI is actually upgrading the surgeon's toolkit.
Now, surgical robots aren't new, but teaching one to perform really delicate, complex maneuvers is a massive, massive challenge. It usually takes an enormous amount of data and just a ton of time.
So what if you could train a robot's digital twin on these complex tasks in, get this, less than 2 hours, and on a single GPU? Well, that's exactly what a new platform called Orbit Surgical, which was developed with NVIDIA's help, can now do.
So what this framework does is it uses some clever AI techniques to learn from expert surgeons inside this incredibly realistic simulation. What you get is a better trained robotic partner that can handle super precise movements, which takes a lot of the mental pressure off the human surgeon. It lets them focus on the big picture, critical decisions. So we've seen AI helping patients and doctors, but what about the very foundation of medicine itself, the research? In the lab, AI isn't just making things faster, it's creating entirely new ways to understand and fight disease.
This might sound like a crazy headline, but it's a real breakthrough from researchers at Harvard and Google DeepMind. They have created a scientifically accurate, fully virtual rat.
So how did they do it? Well, first, they captured incredibly detailed data on how real rats move, Then they use that data to train an artificial brain. And finally, they put that digital brain inside a virtual body that operates under the laws of physics, just like in the real world.
And the potential here is just staggering. Researchers can now study how the brain controls movement in ways they never could before. They can create simulations of diseases like Parkinson's to test new drugs virtually. This could completely change neuroscience and, of course, dramatically reduce our reliance on animal testing.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, from the patient's bedside to the operating room, all the way to the research lab. So let's just zoom out and pull this all together.
You know, when you boil it all down, what we're really seeing is the emergence of a new partnership. For you, the patient, AI means getting care that's faster and tailored specifically to you. For doctors, AI isn't a replacement, it's an incredibly powerful new partner. And for researchers, it's like discovering a whole new continent of scientific possibility.
So, the single biggest takeaway here is that AI in medicine has officially moved from a what if to a right now. It's here, in the present, working alongside people at every level of our healthcare system to make us all healthier.
And that leaves us with one last really important question. This powerful partnership is really just getting started. The technology is only going to get smarter and more capable. So the question for all of us is, how are we going to choose to guide it? How will we shape its future? Thanks for joining me.